Alright, welcome back. Game 4 of the live stream in the 2025 New Zealand Wheelchair Rugby Nationals. It is Auckland taking on the Australia Miners side, the Australian development team. Auckland in the white and blue, Australia Miners in the green and white. And nice win there for Australia, the Miners. Connor Tweedy finding the number 25 of Cooper Blackwood. Debuted for the Australian Steelers earlier this year in Japan and scores the Miners' first try. You will hear a lot of noise coming from the other side of the court from the Australians. As it's there with Michael Barry. Suffered a bit of a head knock earlier today. Tweedy tries to get his hands on the right backhand from Jennings and Lambert, and Maya Marshall-Amai locks things up at one apiece. Miners coming into this game with a solid win against Waikato, while Auckland lost to Canterbury. Tweedy with it lives in Brisbane, plays for the Queensland Cyclones. Debuted for the Steelers in the at the World Wheelchair Rugby Challenge in Adelaide in July, and Robin Lambert scores her second. Bronze at the 2020 Paralympics in T34 women's 100 metres, the first out. I've got a start. I do apologise, folks, we haven't. You've only missed just over a minute of gameplay, 2 apiece, between the Auckland Rhinos and the Australian Miners. Bevin, Jenkinson, and Bev broadcasting with you. Robin Lambert, bronze at the 2020 Paralympics. Oh, does a good juggle act. Nice ball at the top of the fingers for Cooper Blackwood. And it's 3-2, try for try at the moment. Jennings, hot ball there to Michael Barry, Jennings, Lynch and Marshall-Amai on the court for Auckland. The Australia Miners, Cooper Blackwood, Damien Morto, Robin Lambert and Colin Tweedy. Nice ball there to Jennings, father of 2, and scores 3 apiece. Lambert pops it down to Tweedy, lives in Brisbane and plays the Queensland Cyclones. Cooper Blackwood makes the mark, extends the margin to 1. Michael Barry suffered a head knock earlier today. Lambert with a good turnover. Playing a brand new wheelchair rugby chair. Tweedy with his 3rd of 5. Australia Miners 5. Let us know where you're tuning in from, folks. Are you supporting? Any questions or comments? As the Miners get the turnover. Get a Blackwood and Tweedy making no mistake. Made his debut for the Australian Steelers, the premier team in wheelchair rugby at the World Wheelchair Rugby Challenge in Adelaide back in July. There's Jennings there. From the Hawke's Bay, tries to pop it down to Lynch. Nice steal there from Blackwood. And Lambert scores his second. 7-3, margin just blowing out a little bit here. Lynch, go to a lot of places and say, I'm involved in wheelchair rugby, and people go, do you know Gareth Lynch? This is out of court. Stays with Auckland. Came off Lambert last. No, it is. No, it's going to be with the Miners. Miners had a big win against the Waikato brand makers side. While Auckland had a loss to Canterbury Chargers. Ball there to Tweedy. And the margin now 5, 8-3. Long ball down. And it's out of court. No touch, so then inbound here from the Miners, Australian Miners. Referees for this one, Lincoln Stewart and Hunter Corson. It's Cooper Blackwood. Just might use a bit of the clock. 20 comes in hard. Blackwood looking left, having to go back out of the key. Goes to the right. Trying to get past Marshall Amo. Marshall Amo gets her hand in the way. Picked up by Lambert though. 15 left on the try clock. Still plenty of time to play. You can hear the count coming from the Miners side. Ball over there. And he's taken it brilliantly. His Cooper Blackwood around the back of his chair, but he held on to it. 9-3. Australia Miners, the development side from the West Island of New Zealand, or Australia they prefer. Ball down to Marshall Armai, sits nicely in her lap through it, and it's 9-4. Marshall Armai, Real Blacks co-captain along with Hayden Barton Coops, is not here. Hope you're okay, H, if you are tuning in. Tweedy just looking back at his options. Looking around, and Tweedy will finish things off. 10-4. Australian Miners taking on the New Zealand development side on Tuesday the 9th of September, so this coming Tuesday at Cal Stadium. 10-2, and there's Blackwood turning the ball over. 10 AM and 2 PM pre-entry at Cal Stadium. Otherwise you can catch the live stream where you're catching this one from. Top ball down to Marshall Armai, gives it a good few pushes. Blackwood marking her well, but Marshall Armai, no mistake. 10-5. 3.5 to play, first period. Auckland sitting back on D, just conserving a little bit of energy. Tweedy trying to do some work for him. There to 20, and great passage of play. Some good teamwork being shown by the Miners. And it's 11-5. Jennings finds Barry. Originally he was going to play for the Brandmakers Waikato Stampede, but due to a player pulling out late, came in as a high product for Auckland. Marshall Armai fighting well. One of the quietest people you'll talk to, but she does a lot with her rugby chair. Does well there. (11-6), 2:40 to play. And out of court. And we'll be still with Australia. It's Australia Miners. There's some substitutions coming on for the Miners. Ty Martin Page, the Richmond Tigers supporter in the AFL, was here with the Australian development team a couple of years ago. Doesn't mind a, excuse me, good old pun either. He finds Blackwood. Blackwood getting around and just gives some good pushes. Make sure a little bit more, just a tad more effortless stride. Jennings, long ball down, can he find Marshall Armour? Does! Just on the fingertips there, does well to control it. Ball there to Barry, and it's at the side of the wheel, and out of court. There will be a highlights and bloopers reel posted to Bev's Broadcasting official and New Zealand Wheelchair Rugby Facebook pages in due course. Martin Page finds Blackwood. Ball down to Lambert, takes it well. It's a bronze medalist from Tokyo, the first out non-binary player to win a Paralympic medal. 14-6, 2:05 to play. Barry, there's Lambert and Blackwood with him. All there to the right side of court, and Tyler Jennings makes the margin 7. This is part of the World Blacks for a couple of years. Jennings from the Mighty Hawke's Bay on the North Island. Just a couple of kids as well, as this one's out of court, but will be still with minors. Over on the other court, Canterbury Chargers and the Brandmakers Waikato Stampede. The Canterbury Chargers 11-4 leading on court 2. Blackwood out of court. It's hit an Auckland player, so it'll be still with the minors. 17 seconds on the try clock. Blackwood can't make his way through. Ball there to Lambert. She scores her third. Good afternoon to you, Brad Dudley, if you've tuned in. Australian Steelers head coach. The Australian Miners head coach is Jason Lee's not experienced Steelers player himself. As Marshall Armour picks it up. Just gets over half. Jennings working with her. And Lynch, can he climb that hole? Marshall Armour just squeezes through. 15-8 now. Martin Page finding Blackwood. Good teamwork here being shown by the Australian development side. Barry marking well, Lynch in there. Almost illegal use of hands, but play on. Blackwood looking to the right, Jennings trying to shut him out. And can't do so. Jennings started in 2014 in wheelchair rugby. Barry has just popped the ball straight over Marshall Armour. No chance for her to get it. And another turnover here for the Miners. It's actually amazing. There's only 30 seconds left in the period. It doesn't seem as though it's gone that quick. Martin Page has the ball there in front of the score bench. And by the volunteers there. Big thanks to everyone who's helped put this in. Blackwood trying to push through, can, sorry. 17-8. Michael Barry puts the ball down to Marshall Armour. Scores no issue. Big thanks to the sponsors and supporters of the 2025 New Zealand Wheelchair Rugby Nationals, Brandmakers, Keith Augustin Charitable Trust, Lynn River, Melrose Concert Chairs, Paracord Canterbury and Pub Charity Limited. 6 seconds left on the try clock. Ball down to Blackwood, and he'll just make up a second or two. And I think the Hooters gone. Just wait and see what's happened here. And that is the end of the first period. No. Just wait and see what's going on here. There's about 3 or 4 different scenarios. I think Auckland officially have called a 60 seconds timeout. Okay, first period is ended. It is the Australian Miners 18, leading Auckland Rhinos 9. We'll be back in a couple of minutes to second period. Welcome back, second period action. Marshall Armai, the team down 18-9 at the moment. The Auckland Rhinos to the Australian Miners. There's a few changes for the Miners. For Auckland, there's Tyler Jennings has got the ball. Michael Barry, Gareth Lynch and Marshall Armai. There's Cooper Blackwood gets his hand in the way. There's 1 second left on the there is 1 second left on the try clock. 40 seconds to score. The Australian Miners, Albert Everett has a turnover. Streaming through is a swimmer as well as a triathlete. Place of the Suncoast Spinners, and penalty try for illegal use of hands. Damien Morto on the court as well by Martin Page for the Miners. Jennings, Mark Rebo Blackwood. In the end, Michael Barry makes no mistake. There was Everett, nice ball over the back to Blackwood. Good teamwork there being shown by Everett to get 3. Ball there tapped on, turnover. Auckland with their first turnover of the game. And then nice ball there from Jennings to Marshall Armai. And then Auckland into double figures, 19-10, they trail. Marshall Armai, first cousin with Benji Marshall, the NRL Rugby League legend, current West Tigers coach. And his ball just popped over. Gary couldn't hang on to it. And Martin Page picks it up. 1.5, they beat the Steelers in Adelaide early in July, and Blackwood finishes things off. There's an equipment timeout. Marshall Armai with a puncher. Jennings at the inbound finds Blackwood, and Blackwood adds another to his tally with that intercept. 21-11. Marshall Armour fighting, but never ends up with it. All down to Blackwood. Morto in there doing some defending. Can't find any holes on the right hand side. $15 left in the try clock. In the end, the Miners score with not too much pressure. Good composure being shown. Those top 2 inches in sport. Doesn't matter what the sport is. This one will beat Barry out. And an equipment called out on someone, I thought, but no. Bit of confusion then after the first time, might be the last time. There's Blackwood trying to get off Lynch, does well around the 1 pointer. Capitalises on that for 57 second period of 4. 23-11. Lynch in the give and go with Jennings. Gets over halfway. Sizing up his options, goes round. Big up and down. However, almost ends up on the floor. Does well to shift his weight to prevent it. Jennings trying to bash his way through. Marshall Armour finishes things off. We noticed in the earlier game with Auckland that Tyler Jennings doesn't look as though he's got a back on his chair, as that is out of court. Stay with the Miners. There's some substitutions coming on for Australia. Lambert on, as well as Tweedy. And just trying to see who the other player is there. Might be Cameron Wales on in 33. Blackwood just gets his arms going, the 3-pointer. Higher the point classification, the more function a player has. And Lambert scores her 3rd of the period. 24-12. Barry works off Blackwood. Gives the ball down to Marshall Armour. Lambert chasing, so is Blackwood there. Marshall Armour does well. Been in the sport about 12 years. Current World Blacks co-captain. 20 seconds left on the try clock. And a nice hole from Marshall Armour there to score through. 24-13. The ball's down to Lambert. Three-point female player. Barry just caught short of the half. Oh, stolen from Blackwood. Things are just working well for them. The Miners are gelling well together. 26-13. Marshall Armour crashing through. Lynch making a hole. Blackwood there in shadow. Same as Tweedy. And the ball is loose. And Tweedy picks it up. Lynch gets the hand of the way, can't dislodge it though. Now Blackwood has Lambert high. And And Lambert gets it just short of the line. (27-13) as Tyler Jennings calls for the inbound. As Australia running some substitutions. On court is Rhiannon Belletti. I do apologise, I've got to check the pronunciation of that. Former track and field athlete, Emerging Player of the Year, Emerging Player Award at the Sydney Slam tournament in May. Currently liking their time in the rugby chair. Jennings getting up towards the key. Auckland trying to find some holes for him. He finds his own. Goes through. 27-14. Belletti to Lambert. And Lambert has the court to herself basically. 28-14, 2.5 to play. First half, second period. On the other court, Canterbury Chargers leading the Brandmakers Waikato Stampede 21-7. There's ball down to Marshall Armour. And does it herself. Lynch was there but no need for him. Mudge, Rhiannon's just come on court now. Probably as you wrote that comment. And a turnover for Auckland. Their second. A couple of young players. Sorry, it was Australian ball. A couple of young players in this team, Rhiannon, as well as Peter Campbell-Rogers. And takes it there, flies it off to Lambert. Back to Blackwood. Blackwood trying to crash through. There's a pretty open gap there. 29-15. Give and go between Jennings and Lynch. Jennings using this right wing. Side ball down to Marshall Armour. He holds up, gets a good double tap from Lambert, Blackwood and Belletti. Then to Marshall Armour. And scores Auckland 16th. 29-16, 1:24 left, second period. Lambert. There's Lynch being a nuisance, gets off Lynch's pick. Ball down to Rhiannon. And 30-16, the Miners are leading. 1:06 left. Good Frederick Max song, Rhiannon actually. That's what she was named after. Marshall Armour getting around Lambert. Lambert checking well though. Lincoln Stewart does well to get his toes out of the way. Gives it off to Jennings. And it might be a turnover ball for the Miners, though it is. Blackwood picks it up. Drag race with Marshall Armour. And Marshall Armour can't prevent the try. 30-16, the Miners leading with 22 seconds left. Auckland calling a timeout, so as it's in the last 2 minutes they're allowed to propel the ball into the front court. 22 seconds left. Australian Miners will have the inbound, as long as there's no held ball. Barry's trying to crash through and does. 30-17. There's the Miners don't call their timeout. Long ball down to Lambert. And Lambert scores with 2 seconds left on the clock. 31-17. And that will be half time in this Division 1 match. Welcome back, third period action. Australian Miners getting us underway. They lead 31-17 over the Auckland Rhinos. Morto, Blackwood, Crowden on the court for the Miners is Blackwood opens up the account for them. Nate Taedi, Michael Barry, Tyler Jennings and Gareth Lynch on the court for the Auckland Rhinos. Bevin, Jenkinson and Bev broadcasting with you. Nice little give and go there with Lynch. He bats it down to Barry. He's lost a Kelbo. Turn around here for Blackwood. And then Blackwood adds another to his tally. Scored a few of that, 33. I will apologise for pronouncing Rhiannon's last name. It's Billette, I've been told. I'm going to check that at half time. Normally something I do well beforehand, but escaped my purview. Jennings down to Michael Barry. Makes no mistake, 33-18. Over on the other court, half time. It is Canterbury Chargers 21-11 over the Waikato, the brandmaker Waikato Stampede in the other Division 1 game. As Blackwood finds a hole. Just a bit of lack of experience of playing together at the moment between the Auckland side, costing them a bit as Blackwood goes over. As there's an argument about whose ball it will be. You actually see what happened there? Because I just sort of, like, as it was falling, I didn't see what caused it. Blackwood up on his tyres, no problem. And it will be Auckland ball. Lunch to Jennings. Morto and Tweedy. Travelling him. And Connor Tweedy turns the ball over. On his debut for the Australian Steelers at the World Wheelchair Rugby Challenge in July. Plays for Queensland Cyclones. With Barry, gets over halfway. Man from Wellington, as this ball's been stripped out of his hands. Regathers it though, no problem. Flicks over to Lynch, and no try. Just at the bottom of Lynch's chair, and out of reach. Another try there to the Miners. (36-18). There's Jennings Round the backdoor pass. And picked up there by Michael Berry on the line. One more game left on day 2 of the 2025 New Zealand Wheelchair Rugby Nationals. Tipping off at 5 o'clock is Bay of Plenty versus the Otago. I do apologise in advance that won't have live, won't have commentary, sorry. Yes, Blackwood adds another. I reckon he's scored about 28 and minus 37 goals for tries. As Tweedy helps himself to a second in the period. Extends the margin to 19. Lynch bats it. Blackwood gets right in front of it. He goes bang bang. 39-19. And this one out of court. And will be with Auckland. As the Australian Miners run some changes. They've got a big squad of 11 over here. Lambert back on court. Jed Johnson on court for the first time. And just trying to see the other player's number. Number 33, Cameron Wales, plays for the Western Australian Enforcers. This will be Jed Johnson. Lives in South Australia, bit of a wheelchair basketball player as well. With Blackwood. Ball over to Lambert. And Lambert helps himself to another 40-19, 5:16 left. Both New Zealand and Australian teams, or the Premier teams, the Steelers and the Wheel Blacks, be heading to Bangkok in Thailand in November this year. Asia Oceania zonals, as Lambert with some good hands, trying to qualify for next year's World Championships. There's ball down to Johnson. Marshall Armour trying to be a nuisance. Lambert just watches him go past. 41-20. To Michael Berry. And this ball ping-ponging around. He's going to end up with it. It's Johnson. Excuse me. Lambert gives it back to Blackwood. Ace of the key going against the Miners, and Auckland with a turnover. Marshall Armour with some good arms and hands. Oh, Blackwood steals it off Barry. Good defense. Thank you, Anne, for pointing out there was no sound. I do apologise about that. And one person doing about the roll of 5. Thanks wherever you tuned in. Actually, sorry, it was Nancy. They pointed out the no sound. As turnover here for the Miners, 8 seconds in the key. Also good to have you, Nicole, tuning in as well. No problems with the live stream. True Blue Kiwi, but I must admit the idea of this actually came from covering the 2018 Wheelchair Rugby World Championships in Sydney. Been doing this for 7 years now, come the end of this month, as Albie Everett adds to his total. 45-23, 1:30 left. There's another turnover. And Albie Everett goes bang bang. Loud cheer coming from the Australian Miners bench. Marshall Armine, no problem this time. Marshall Armine fires it off, finds Hawani. He's got a bit of a falcon. Ends back with Everett though. Tweedy. On a Tweedy, just finding holes. Good chair movement from the 2.5 player. There's Lynch, backs it down court. Finds the top of Marshall Armo's fingertips. Lambert picks it up. Back to Tweedy. 50 seconds left in this third period. And it's 48-23. Marshall Armine. And illegal use of hands. No, it's an offensive foul called against Marshall Armine. Must have tried to knock one of the Miners' hands out of the way there. And another turnover. Tweedy. Again looking at his options at the top of the basketball key. Now he goes almost back to the centre circle. Now it starts to wind up. And crashes his way through the middle of the key there. 49-23. Marshall Armine, 16 seconds left. Gets over halfway. Tweedy there being a nuisance. Jennings trying to do some screening. Lynch there as well. As try scored, bang on the end of the quarter. And Australian Miners head into the last period, 49, leading the Auckland Rhinos 23. We'll be back in 2. Alright, last quarter action coming up. Apologies folks, I hadn't turned off the sound that time, I actually turned it right down accidentally. One man band, it's a bit hard. Marshall Armai scoring Auckland's 26th. 50-26 they trail. Australian Miners, the Australian development side, dominating at the moment. Auckland going back and defending the key. And sneaks through in the end. Of course, it's not just the New Zealand national taps that the Miners are playing it. There's 2 development games against the New Zealand development side on Tuesday. 10 AM and 2 PM New Zealand time. Or 8 and 10, 8 and 12 Australian Eastern. If you can't make the game, it'll be live here on Facebook through Bev's broadcasting. Racked up in the last game, live stream event number 351 in almost 7 years. Help achieve my dream of commentating sport. Dream of mine for 30 odd years now. Marshall Armai with the turnover. Nice blocking there by Tairi. He'll be playing on Tuesday as well. And 51-28 now. There with Tweedy. Tweedy going on that right side there. Adds another to the Australian Miners title. Barry. There's a couple of teammates with him. Marshall Armai tied up by 2 Australian players. Yes. Another try to Auckland, 52-29, sorry. Martin Page on court, finding Tweedy. Billett and Campbell Rogers also on for the Australian Miners. Marshall Armai can't tie up Tweedy, and Peter Campbell Rogers scores his second. Brand new to the sport of wheelchair rugby. 53-29. Yes, I think Australia Miners calling a 60-second timeout. Damien Morto, Caleb Crowden, Caleb Blackwood and Rhiannon Billett on court for the Miners. Yes, Billett with the turnover. Finds Blackwood. Had a good long break after scoring a number of tries for the Miners. 25 on the try clock. Phil coming in from the bench, trying to crash through. It's denied by the Auckland side. And in the end, Crowden scores. Good patience, good those top 2 inches. And good effect for the Miners in this game. Ball down to Marshall Armai, and Marshall Armai blocked out of court. No try. Some good defence by the Miners. There's Tyler Jennings coming on court. Back on court for the Rhinos. If you're in the Tamaki Makaurau area and want to come and have a look at wheelchair rugby in person, they train, the Auckland side train from 6 PM to 8 PM Monday and Thursday there's rugby chairs, club chairs there for you to use, so you can come and have a look. There's Billy, nice hands back to Blackwood. And Blackwood goes up and down, no problem. 55-29. Ball out of court, another turnover. For the Miners. Auckland player being put in the bin, Michael Barry. Reminder, these games will be uploaded to Bev's Broadcasting YouTube channel in coming days, as Facebook keeps threatening to pull down live videos after 30 days. Michael Barry in the penalty box, 34 players in the key, last one to enter. Blackwood, just a bit of game management. It's at 56-29. 4:19 left. $5 p.m. tip-off in an hour's time. Bay of Plenty taking on Otago. This is Marshall Armoy. Rolls over for another 56-30. Definitely missing there. 3-point player. Hayden Barden-Klutz, who couldn't make it due to injury. This ball popped down. And good hands being shown. There by Campbell Rogers, he scores his second. 57-30. Marshall Armoy looking round. Ball down to Michael Barry, takes it well. Over on the other court, the Canterbury Chargers 40 leading the Brandmakers Waikato Stampede 22. The other Division 1 teams. There's Blackwood finds the corner. And it's as though the Miners called a timeout. We had 3 each half. And they've done that so they can roll in some substitutions. Jet Johnson, Robin Lambert. On court, as well as Cameron Wales, who plays for the Western Australia Enforcers. Moani, it's just out of his reach, the .5, and another turnover for the Miners. Johnson not on the inbound as I thought he was. Doing some screening for, trying to find a hole for Blackwood. Can't. Ball up to Lambert, sitting well in the key. He makes it 59-31. Michael Barry out of court. It's gone over the baseline. He's back with the Miners, just over 3 to play in this game. 31-59. Blackwood trying to crash through and does, no problem. No problem for the 3-pointer. Second highest classification an eligible player can have. So it's there to Marshall Armite, pops it down to Michael Berry, sits up nicely for him. Just stops and gets checked by Johnson and Blackwood. Ball over to Jennings and it sits up nicely. Scores Auckland's 32. Ball down to the Miners and Blackwood adds another. He scored a few in this game. I'm sure he scored a few in the other game, in the first game when they played the Brandmakers Waikato Stampede earlier. There's Barry down to Jennings. Jennings pulls it in. Lambert there. So is Blackwood. Wales as well. Spins around and gets out of trouble. Jennings gets out of the key. Nice ball over to Marshall Armite. Good team awareness there for the 33rd. And all Lambert's left it behind. Marshall Armite picks up the spoils. Just overran it to Lambert. There to Jennings. Lambert trying to make up for her error. $18 left on the tricot. 1:20 left on the scoreboard. Back to Marshall Armite, 10 now left. Marshall Armite trying to find a hole, 5 seconds, 4. Jennings gets over the 0.9 of a second. 61-34. 1 minute to play. Ball comes off the back of Johnson's chair. He picks it up though. 3-player on him. Oh, the ball's ended up with Blackwood. He just taps it on to Lambert. And 62-34. Jennings working his way off Lambert. Gets stopped there by Johnson. Johnson comes back on him. Now there with Marshall Armite. Oh, and we've got a low pointer going over. Did you get that, Tom? Cool. The 0.5 player. I think that's the first one or the second one? It's going up. Second, yeah, I was going to say, I think there has been another. Wales gets uprighted. He actually got help there by one of the Auckland support staff members. 27 seconds left. Don't forget, in 15 minutes' time, they have plenty taking on Otago in Division 2 to round out Day 1. That game won't have commentary, sorry folks. As Barry pops it back to Jennings. Clock says 20 seconds. Ball there to Marshall Armite, and Marshall Armite scores with 12 seconds left. And the Australian Miners call the 60-second timeout so they can propel the ball down to the front half of the court. Yeah, the penalty box runs. New rule that got changed at the start of the year by World Wheelchair Rugby. Then a back with 10 on the clock. We'll let the Aussies do the countdown. Ball there to Johnson. Does not one-handed. No problem at all. From the number 31, Albie Everett. (63-35), 2 seconds left. Marshall Armoy takes the ball, and that'll be the end of this one. The Australian Miners 63 and comprehensively beaten the Auckland Rhinos 35. As I said, coming up at 5 o'clock, 5 p.m. New Zealand time, or 3 p.m. Australian Eastern, Bay of Plenty, Otago. Hei kona.